Hey yo, all right, back with another video. We are going to talk about some stuff first because there's no other way how to be able to communicate to any of y'all. But I have the question: if I did a super chat on YouTube, if I did, Cash App, if I did Patreon, how do y'all feel? Would you fucks with your boy enough to want to donate any and whatever you can? Let's get that out of the way first. Also, if you can donate. Watch the ads all the way through. That really does help a lot. So with that like beginning part off, if you want to talk to me a little more personally or throw some what ifs, but you don't want no one else to see it, my IG should be in the description, but it's just no caps, no space, just God_DK. And I am sorry. I've already determined what his quirk was gonna be. I was just gonna pretty much use the same thing that I used prior, but I'm gonna make it a little bit different, but not really. So yeah, and for the people that might have not wanted to hear him, I'm sorry. We'll like there was one dude, he wanted Deku X Bakugo. I'll do that in another way, but I'm just gonna have to figure out the title because if it doesn't have What If Deku, nobody watches it. So with that out of the way, let's get into the video. So after the climax of fighting the villain, Deku is immediately praised for his, heroics and his work due to some factors. One, he's a guy. Two, he was able to take some top tier villains down. Not really top tier, just higher level than street level villains down and keep everyone safe and keep everyone's morale up. So I will say this boy Deku is already practically in UA, like he's already there. And now you might be like, what? No, he's Deku, all right? He's the harem god, all right? So what you mean? Anyway, so Deku come through with the swiftness, right? And hold up. He comes through with the swiftness, and he's already in UA a little bit sooner than everyone else. And I'm just going to say it's going to be him and Aizawa, female, obviously. Him and Aizawa talking and stuff and just, getting him acquainted while everyone's, doing the, even though this is going to be a little bit time before the entrance exam, but while everyone else is doing the entrance exam, him and Aizawa, they're throwing some quality hands. She's actually surprised on how strong this guy is. And he's just getting, familiar with everything. And she realizes that he's very, very, very smart. And this kid's very exceptional. But they also realize something since everywhere is pretty much a female, it's practically a female only type of place. He has to get his own, oh no. He has to kind of get his own dorm. So that whole dorm idea happens, but slightly different. It happens just for him. So, and since it's a female, I'm going to make her a little bit on the opposite end of the spectrum. Where instead of being, well, hold up, that's a false. Most people don't understand. Hold up, let's take a side note and talk about Aizawa real quick. Aizawa, he does a lot of sleeping and stuff only because he's always training in the nighttime. So that's why. So he's not, really lazy. It just might appear like that to the unknown. But this variation will be similar like that pretty much, but just female. There's not really going to be too many changes unless y'all give me like a brilliant idea. So anyways, while that's getting built, Deku's looking around the school and just, going around things and stuff. And then Deku sees 3 females and he's like, oh, they're kind of nice. But he's like, who are y'all? And then the energetic one comes out. My name's Lemillion. Even though that's not his name, I don't remember. It has an M in it. Mirio. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. And if it's wrong, oh well. But go with that bad boy, right? So she's like, hey, we're part of the big 3, or so they call us. What's your name? He's like, oh, my name is Izuku Midoriya, but you can just call your boy Deku. You'd be like, Deku, doesn't that mean nothing? He's like, exactly. He's like, oh, okay. Well, these are my friends. The one girl that has the energy like quirk. She's like, hey, whatever her name is. She's like, hey, blah blah blah. And then the dude originally that had the food quirk, all shy and all nervous, is just kind of like, my name is, and then Mario's gonna just smack her on the back and be like, come on, speak up. You gotta be a proud female, blah, 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 blah. And then she says her name and just dies in a corner, pretty much. And Deku's like, so y'all single or what's up? Now, let me do another pause. I'm sorry, but me personally, I don't really care for the whole harems or the whole, thing like that. That really doesn't do it for me. Like, just, now if it's hentai, that's a different story. And if you didn't hear me, I said gentai. But anyway, but I'll just kind of fetch and kind of just make something up for what I think would fit. But anyway, so he's like, so y'all want to just hang out or something? Like, y'all can explain the school. We can go grab a bite to eat. Come back to my place. And he's like, what was that? Nothing. So anyways, after, them talking briefly or whatever, they go grab a bite to eat. And then I'm going to say, since UA is pretty known, like Deku's already got his place or whatever. He's like, yeah, let's head back to my place. And then, so they head back to Deku's place and partake in some physical activities. And we all know what I'm talking about. They all went outside and Mirio, I think that's what his name is. Dude that has the transparent quirk hops outside and they're like, yeah, let's get it. And he's like, I want to see how strong you are. He's like, wait a minute, I think I heard something about you during my training. You're the closest one to being like the closest one to being the number one hero, or like, someone that's like, on the uprise. He's like, wait, oh, so y'all are the big three. Yeah. This is kind of how Deku's taking it and stuff, right? So he's like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a pretty easy match. Does a little stretching. You can come at me at any time. And so she's like, all right, here I go. Phew! Immediately she does the fade, pops up behind Deku. Deku weaves, and he just literally puts his hands in his pocket and just start weaving. Weave. All you would hear is dun, 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 dun. And then it would switch off and you would just immediately get a dun, 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 dun. Like for real. So Deku's like, come on now. You're better than this. And she's like, So she really tries to mix it up and really tries to hit Deku. And he's like, all right, let's make a deal here. If you can't beat me here, let's go on a date, just me and you. What you think? And fine, but I won't even have to worry about that because I'm gonna win. Deku's like, oh, that's precious. And then she goes for like a really solid attack, and Deku's like, good try. He puts his hand out, and like it looks like he shoots and it emits a wave of energy, and it's just And by the way, this variation would be pretty much unclosed because that's kind of what happens when he used his quirk. So there's no difference here. So you'd get a good slew of fan service. And so he's like, good try. And she's like, and then before she could even get up and attack, Deku's already right there in front of her with a wooden katana. Just like, you lose. She's like, tough. And then I'm gonna call her Big Energy because I don't know what the girl named, the girl with the purple, the girl with the blue hair. Y'all will know. I just know there's gonna be that one person. I got you, homie. So she's gonna be like, Lemillion, put some clothes on. And she's like, I guess you would be right. And I think it still would have that carefree kind of like attitude. Like I don't see that really changing. Like I guess you're right. Deku's like, you won't really need that much longer, but I guess. He walks off, and then we're gonna not conclude the video just yet. We're gonna go a little bit further and just now most likely what would be happening in like per usual is almost everything else that happens. Such villain would be going around making a muck of things. Deku's already ahead of his studies. It won't be hard for him to find internship due to the simple fact of how popular he is. One, he's a guy. Two, he's really strong. And three, no one knows what his quirk is. Because even to this day, he says he hasn't used it. So it's like, yeah. Yeah, boy. And so that's a thing. I'm going to say Deku's just going about traveling a little bit. Not traveling, just kind of like, you know, getting used to the surroundings and all that stuff. And he's already like a good chunk into the school. And now for the other point of view, if this was on, you know, on the regular timeline, the sludge villain attack probably would be happening somewhere around this part. And when it hits the 11 mark, that's where we end it. And if you made it this far, put down in the comments. Let me know if you play Brawl, because I do have some codes for y'all. It's not the OGs, but it is some codes. And even if that's not the case, thank you for watching ads all the way through for the people that know. And I love you. Catch y'all.